And we are live on the internet broadcast system. Welcome, foolish mortals, to the Axe+Arcana fantasy adventure game. Are you guys ready for some Dungeons and Dragons?
Ready.
Yeah.
Ready to play and pray.
Awesome. Alrighty, so let's do a little recap. Whoever's eating, could you keep the bag away from your mic? You can super eat, just, yeah. So we last started off, all of you received mystical notes summoning you to this once famous tower for adventurers in the lands of Ambrosia. You met Barris the Wizard, who explained he was putting together parties to help fight back the darkness that has started to overcome the lands again. And just like that, adventure called, and your newly formed adventuring group went off and helped a family who had been attacked by goblins in the Peatmog Hills outside of town. You guys dispatched the goblins, saved the people, and made your way back to Fellstone Tower, where you are staying. Does anybody remember anything specific about last week's game?
Remember there was a dude in his underwear we saved that disappeared on us afterwards?
Yeah. What do you remember about the dude in his underwear?
Yeah.
I want to say he mentioned something about a cult he was part of or something.
Yeah. Do you know what kind of cult, perchance, Master Dwarf?
I've had too much rum since then. I don't remember what it was called.
They were a dragon cult.
Ooh.
That's a tough
Yes.
Other than
We defeated a bugbear, and we discovered that they had dragon armor.
That's correct. Yeah, somebody got a dragon scale shield.
That would be me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
I mean, that would be me. I don't know. I'm not really sure if I'm going to do a voice yet.
that's no worries. So you guys came back to the tower. Everybody claimed a room, and you guys sort of took the next day to rest up. If you stayed in your room, you might have overheard some hammering and construction sounds coming from downstairs. As Torin has been constructing some stuff with Barris's blessing in the tavern. But
Inspired by the goblins and their traps, we should have a little protection, though.
is there anything you feel like you would be doing in your free time while you're sort of resting up? Is there anything specific you feel like your character does out of habit or ritual or anything like that?
Well, I am wearing my nightcap that allows me to have really great dreams at night. So I'm probably very, very fast asleep. I'm sleeping very soundly, just dreaming of the softest, like being cradled in the arms of just like, just like a loving person, and I'm just like small and and just like kind of like an infant, and I'm happier than I've ever been, and yeah, so I'm just like dreaming really soundly.
Yeah.
Nothing can possibly wake me up.
I love that your hardcore character isn't dreaming about, like, sex or anything. It's just like being a baby.
Just being a precious baby cradled in the arms of someone loving.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Waddle or Velvet, is there anything you would do while one of your friends naps and the other one constructs?
I think I'm probably like in the darkest corner, just like drinking, like continuously, and just kind of making small incisions on my arm, just like little cuts, just to feel alive.
Yeah.
Just anything that keeps the joy in life alive.
All right. Velvet, I believe we had a little chat.
We did.
Okay.
We did have a little chat earlier, and I am sitting in the corner of the tavern, looking over, holding a note that I had received, and just sort of being quiet and contemplating to myself. If that's what I should be doing.
Yeah. Perfect. Let me see. Let me pull my notes up over here. So throughout the day, Barris comes and goes. He will often go past your stairs, your floor, up into his quarters. Sometimes you hear banging around and all sorts of odd noises coming from upstairs, and then he'll come back down with different scrolls and books as he's poring over different information. So the next day after your last encounter, after you guys have all done your various activities, chilling out, Barris summons all of you down to the tavern if you're not already there. And he welcomes all of you, offers anybody a drink if they'd like one, if they need a top off. He's kind of weary of Waddle doing his weird things in the corner. But yeah, so Barris is like, "Oh, welcome everybody. I trust you had a safe and restful night."
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah, thank you.
A little cold for my taste, but it's all right.
The bed was very comfortable.
Well, I don't know if you remember when we spoke, but I told you magic kind of has a way of flowing like a river and bringing things to a head. Well, some events have come to light, and when I've taken into account the things you told me from your little adventure the other day, I've had some words with some associates throughout the city, and we might need you all to do a little undercover work for us. How comfortable with that would you be?
Ooh. I'm not known for my subtlety.
None of you are from here, so it's not like you'll have a known face. I don't think any of you... Dusk, how famous are you? Do you
I have a small following, but it's it's a bunch of, it's a youthful following of they it's just like a bunch of kids that listen to black metal.
Gotcha. There's a reputation like a score tree that we can start following for you. Remind me to look that up. Anyway, so Barris is like, I think it'll be okay. Nobody knows you around here, but we've gotten some news that a potentially devastating magical effect has been brought into the Frothing Otter Tavern. We don't know what it looks like or...
Hey, kids doing good night. 1 second.
Okay.
I'll have another beer then. We wait for him to come back.
Barris pours you another of fine Dwale, the famous dwarven brewed ale. Top notch. Everybody loves it everywhere. Even beer snobs are like, no, this is top notch. Everybody loves it. Dwale.
It's fairly hoppy, but very satisfying at the same time.
I like it. Yeah.
Dwale off. They also make a wine for elves because elves aren't too particular to beers, but...
I'm back. Sorry.
Oh, no worries, bud.
I'll take one of those as well.
Oh. Barris
double fisted.
Has to dust the bottle off because nobody orders one. Anyway, so I was told by an associate somebody has brought a potentially devastating magical item into the Frothing Otter Tavern. We don't know what it looks like or who has it, but we need help finding it. Split up, talk to anybody who looks suspicious, and find out if they're in possession of such a powerful item. Don't let anybody know what you're doing, for the possessor of the item might set it off if they know. Do you think you're all capable of this?
I immediately jumped to my feet and said, I'm ready. Leading in the right direction.
I suppose I can give it a try.
That's the attitude.
Do you have anything a little less clanky for me to wear? Like, is this a fancy establishment, or?
I mean, it's a tavern. You'd be okay.
Okay.
Wearing your armor.
Okay.
I'm waiting for Waddle's response.
Well, I guess I will find some time in my schedule. I'll move some things around, and some of that stuff can wait until later in the evening. It's fine. I'm ready.
All right. I'm ready also.
Awesome.
Imagine your schedule just carved into your arm for some reason, like Monday to Friday.
I want to go to there.
All right, where's my...
Oh, look at that.
Let me just wash out all this dust and forage shit.
All right, here we've got Torin, the dwarf.
Hi, Torin.
We've got Dusk, the tiefling.
Ooh.
We've got Velvet, the wizard.
I'm Velvet.
And we have Waddles, the monk.
Ooh.
The
I don't have a good catchphrase. Yeah.
I want to feel.
Oh, wait, yeah, I do. I do have a good catchphrase now.
What is it?
That was perfect. Let's run with that.
What?
I said, we're going to run with that now.
Yeah. Alrighty, so this is the Frothing Otter Tavern. 1 table, 2 table, 3 tables, 4 tables, 5 tables, 6 tables occupied, 1 unoccupied table. So we don't have to put you guys inside yet if you don't want to. If you'd like to discuss a game plan, if you want to approach it a certain way, it is entirely up to you, adventurers.
Well, don't we need to be inside to have seen the tables and stuff already?
I didn't want to. I didn't want to assume you guys all walked in at once.
Okay. So we're looking to talk to somebody about possessing a powerful.
Somebody, yeah. There is rumor somebody in this tavern possesses a potentially devastating magical object.
And you're asking us to retrieve that object.
Find out. Yeah, we need to find out who has it. Yeah, find out who has it, what it is, if you can. We're trying to
information about the item.
Yes.
Okay. And I think we should maybe enter, if not entirely separately, but like in smaller groups so that they don't keep all together.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Is there a bar here? You said it's a tavern, but in the diagram I just see the table.
No, there's like a back room. It's sort of like a dining establishment.
Okay. All right, then I guess who wants to go in first and like scope it out? I don't know.
I'll go in first.
I'll
Waddle?
go. Do you want to go with me, Waddle?
Yeah, we can probably just like nonchalantly sort of.
Yeah, just a wizard and his bondage slave companion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but
It's not weird. Wizards have all sorts of stuff. I don't know.
it's true.
We'll go. So, I always like to have my back to the back, sitting to the back of the room. Everyone's in front of me. I don't like anyone behind me.
Very wise.
All right, I'm gonna go in because Waddle went in.
And then Torin will enter last.
Yeah, I'll enter last, and before I say anywhere, I just kind of look around the room if I could or something.
Uh-huh.
Excellent.
Is it table service?
Yeah, so you see a barkeep kind of running around manning tables. So there was a empty table of 4 that I naturally put these Waddles and Velvet at. There's a empty chair over by the fireside, and then there are empty seats if you feel like sitting European dining style with somebody.
I'll go to the chair.
You're going to take the chair?
Yeah.
Okay. Who's sitting at the far back corner there, the red dot?
So we've got table 1, table 2, table 3, table 4, table 5, table 6. So at table 4, a half-elf man dines alone, playing with his food with a grumpy expression on his face. He jots notes in a small book on the table.
That is a
Okay.
bad tickle.
5. I'm gonna sit one of those.
You're gonna what?
What about table 5?
Sorry. Table 5. A pale-scaled dragonborn woman eats alone. She looks around nervously as she eats, startling at every sound.
Ooh. Lizard lady, yeah, okay. I'm gonna go sit European style and be like, ask her, is this seat taken, kind of?
Alright, so you're gonna walk over there. Where's my barkeep? Oh, I dropped it. As Torin is coming to sit down, barkeep comes over to Waddle and Velvet, asks if she can take your order.
I'll just have an ale.
Wizard?
I'm
I'm sorry, monk?
I'm gonna have an ale as well, but can you make it 2 of them and not 1 of them?
3 ales. She starts to walk back and points at Dusk. What can I get you?
I'll have some of that fine elven wine that you might have.
Dwale wine. Righty. And notices Torin starting to sit down and points to you. Drink?
I'll just, I guess, can I ask the dragon person, be like, what's good here? What do you recommend?
She recoils back, looking like nervous. Like you see her hand almost go towards her hilt, like defensively.
Okay, I'll just have an ale.
She sees you just order your beer and kind of like resumes what she was doing, but eyeing you nervously.
Okay.
So she goes out. The Dragonborn looks nervous at you, Sean. Dusk, what would you like to do?
Let's see. I'm gonna pull out my whistle stick
Uh-huh.
and start kind of lightly, slowly, like softly, kind of whistling. I don't know, like a tune that I'm famous for.
Okay. Waddle and Velvet. You notice your tiefling friend start to pull out his instrument and play while the dwarven cleric is sitting with an awkward dragonborn lady. What would you two like to do?
I would like to look over to my left at the table sitting next to us, see who's sitting there.
3 halflings dressed in bright, motley colors dine at the bar. They talk loudly, but in a language that is unrecognizable.
I'm gonna think. I think I'd like to travel under the tables if I can.
To do what?
Can I crawl into the tables? Can I like eavesdrop on things?
Sure.
Wait,
I mean, the tables aren't very big, and I'm not very. I mean, I imagine they're not very tall.
You can roll a stealth check if you'd like.
wait, Bears. What species are they?
These are halflings. So halfling is your race.
Oh, oh,
Can I understand? I can understand what they're saying, right? They're in infernal.
Let's see. Infernal. Wait, what? What were you asking about Infernal?
Can I understand what they're saying? Are they speaking infernal by chance?
No, they're speaking that halfling. What is it? What a halfling speak?
Oh. Oh, they do have a language. I thought it was
Let me see.
something I knew.
Let me see. It might be there, sir. It might be. Let me just double check on it. I'm not sure what halflings speak. Let's see. Silly on me, silly on me. Halfling. Yeah, they speak halfling. So Waddle, you hear them talking about different tumbling and diving and jumping.
All right. Let me. Can I keep moving down the tables? Can I just?
Sure. Would you roll me a stealth check, please?
Okay.
So you're gonna roll me a 20-sided die.
Mm-hmm.
And then let's see. Let's find your character. You're gonna add a +3 to this.
All right. So I got a 7, so I guess 10.
10. All right. So you are hidden under your table. And so what you're trying to...
Just kind of want to like tumble or roll under their table.
Alrighty. What I'm gonna need you to make for me will be an acrobatics check. But you're a monk,
right.
So this will be at a +5.
Nicely done. Is that a 20?
Did you roll? Yeah, roll a 20-sided die.
All right. The 13 plus 5.
Yeah.
18.
So you slide under their table. Easy peasy.
Nice.
Alrighty. I got us all out of order here. Let's go back to Dusk. Dusk, you are playing your little slide whistle.
Yep.
1, 2, table 2. So the table here.
Mm-hmm.
2 older human women dining together. They've spent most of their time looking around the room other than chatting, and now they are watching you pretty fervently. This is table 3. An older human man and a dwarven woman dine together, talking emphatically. Neither looks like an adventurer, as both are dressed in fine clothes.
Okay.
And then I think the only person I haven't read out to anybody is a wild elf dines alone at this table. She looks out of place in a nice establishment like this. Oh, I said it wasn't nice. Oh, well. She wears leather armor, dirty with sweat, grime, and the stains of moving through vegetation. A fine-looking bow of strange purple-hued wood is strung across her back.
Wow, she's sure got a lengthy description.
It'd be weird if your character could see that, like, oh man, it's a lot of words on that lady.
And I can perceive all of this.
Yeah.
You
You guys have been in the tavern for a little bit now.
Well, okay, so these people are paying too much attention to me, so I'm gonna get up from where I am,
All
but perhaps this elf is drinking the same thing I'm also drinking.
Do you want to head over to her table?
Yeah. First, are we drinking the same thing? Is that something I can strike up a conversation about?
Yeah, sure.
She's
She's drinking it. Yeah.
Sweet. So I notice we're drinking the same thing, and I go and chat with her.
She nods at you but says nothing.
Okay. I'm gonna ask. Did you hear me playing my? I'm sorry. No, I'm not gonna say that.
You hear how great I am?
Did you hear how great I was playing my lute? No. I'm gonna say this is the first time I've had this beverage today.
Today.
You drink your off.
She shakes her head no and continues to be aloof as an elf is wont to do.
What kind of visual properties does dragon scale have? Does it also glimmer purple at all?
This was a black dragon scale, so I imagine it's got that like it's like cracked obsidian sort of look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, if you think it glows, what do you think it looks like?
I mean, I had this idea that it has a little bit of like a shimmer to it, like an onyx almost.
Yeah.
But yeah, like a cracked onyx, kind of dull in places, but in certain light, it still kind of shines and has like a pearlescent shimmer to it, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask her about her bow. Hey, that's a nice bow you've got there. Much nicer than this longsword I have.
All right. Hold that thought. We'll pick that conversation back up. Torin, the Dragonborn is still looking sort of antsy to be here.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna try and strike up conversation too, but let's see, what am I gonna say? It'd be like, is it true you dragon types are immune to flame? I could use a hand like that with me on the forge.
So she again reaches for a weapon and she's like, "Why do you want to know my weaknesses, huh?"
Let's see. My guy's not very charismatic, so I don't want to just be messing it up too much. Be like, no, you mistake me. I've just never seen one of your kind before. You travel far to reach here?
I'm here visiting family, if you must know.
Family's good to have. I'm looking for work myself. Do you need any forging done on that mighty weapon you keep reaching for?
I've been attacked twice by bandits while here in town. I'm sorry if I'm a little jumpy.
Bandits. Real scum of the earth, those type. I killed myself a bugbear the other day. I'm excited.
Yeah, but what did the bugbear do to you? She seems real distrustful of you.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Let's roll it over to Waddle under the table with the halflings. You hear your friend not doing well in a conversation to the table next to you. What would you like to do? He's trying his darndest.
Yeah. I'm feeling kind of dumb under the table.
No, it's good. You're in a good position.
You should. You should.
Like maybe I just. You think I'm in a good position? You think I should?
Nah, imagine you like stand up next to the other halfling. They're just next to them all of a sudden.
That's kind of what I was thinking. I was like, maybe I should just pop up and be like, "Hello."
Is that what you want to do?
No, I kind of want to roll under Torin's table and grab the lady by the ankle, but
Oh my god.
I feel like that's not a great idea, but it's your call.
What would you like to do there, Waddle?
I mean,
Would you like?
I want to try.
I think keep tumbling under the table.
I think,
one by
I think that's what I'm gonna try again. I'm just rolling to the next table.
Alrighty, make me another acrobatics check, please.
All right, here we go. Oh, natural 20.
You rolled a natural 20?
Uh-huh.
Nice. Yeah. So you slide.
Just kind of like slither.
You glided the floor.
There.
You found a spot that they waxed the night before that was just like. Oh, excuse me, I sneezed. All right, so you're under there.
You shimmied under there like Vincent Cassel in Ocean's 12.
I was thinking Catherine Zeta-Jones and her lasers. She dips beneath lasers. So you were able to move under here. You could continue moving if you would like because you've got enough speed.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You rolled that slick 20, so I'm just going to give it to you.
Tumble.
I'm going to roll like that 20 rolled.
Yeah. Putting you under this table where the half-elf man is dining alone, playing with his food, jotting notes into a small book on the table. So you are under there. You hear
him by the angle. Just kidding.
You hear him talking to himself, and you hear him saying like, obviously too much safflower oil, too pungent in such quantities.
Table thing's not working out real well for me.
Velvet, what would you like to do?
Looking around and seeing my compatriot.
You see the two women over here just sort of like looking at you and talking to themselves, but you feel like about you.
Right. But I'm looking over at the half-elvish woman, which I am also half-elvish, and considering going up and striking a conversation with her. I'm actually, because we're in a tavern, I'm assuming it's kind of smoky and people are having so I'm going to pull out my wizard pipe and load it with a special tobacco and make my way over to the table where Dusk and the woman is, and I ask her in my native, does she have a match for my pipe? That's what I like to do.
You coming over here?
Yes.
She nods and reaches in to her her little arm gauntlet and pulls out a tinder stick and hands it to you.
I strike it to my pipe and light it and inhale a deep puff of smoke and exhale.
Oh god.
Thank you. I really needed that.
So yeah.
Long travel.
Dusk, that happened while you were like trying to schmooze her. You were like, yeah, so what's up with that bow? And Velvet walks up and he's like, hey, do you have a match?
Great. Well, Velvet walked up with some of my most favorite tobacco I've ever smelled in my life, and my attention is immediately drawn to there, being a former addict and stuff. So I kind of just like want a hit of it. So Or I just, I want a puff of that delicious pipe weed.
Right.
Thank you. And so I think I'm gonna. I'm a little distracted by the bow, so I'm just kind of like sniffing in the air, trying to get this, and reaching for dusk. Hey, I'm reaching for Velvet. Would you happen to have any more of that pipe tobacco? I mean, perhaps the elf and I could both partake in.
I actually do have plenty with me. I'd be happy to share. I'm actually new to this village, and I'm just traveling, and I wouldn't mind the company. So yes, I would love to share. Some
Great.
Sweet tobacco.
Dusk, I'm gonna give you an inspiration die. So because I know your character flaw has that built in. So for role playing that, next time you roll a d20, not next time, but at some point during this game, you get inspiration, which means you can roll at advantage and take the higher of the die.
Okay.
So her seeing that you two struck up a conversation, she says, my bow's fashioned from Moorcant burl, a rare wood that only grows within the quivering forest. Like, she's answering you, but kind of bothered that she has to explain it.
I've been to the quivering forest. I played a show in the shivering nook of the quivering forest.
Oh, at Safflower Stock, yeah. Yeah, I heard about that. At Safflower Stock.
Yeah. I'm in Death Wish. You might have heard of me.
She's seeming more interested now. Safflower Stock was like a small music festival out in the Quivering Forest.
Yeah.
I like this idea that we were kind of being incognito, but you just couldn't handle it.
Yeah, I was on the Onyx stage, which was obviously dark and in the dark, shivering nook of the shivering nook of the Quivering Woods.
She's like, "Oh, I think when I went, there weren't stages yet."
Oh, it must have been the year before I was there. So you must have seen you must have seen the Ghastly Boys performing with
Tangent Newton, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was a great show, actually.
It was such a good. I couldn't decide whether to see the Ghastly Boys or should I hop over to see They were both, yeah, it was wild.
Velvet, your tobacco's hitting. Because you're like, have no idea what they're talking about, but you feel like, yeah, those were pretty good shows.
Yeah, I totally know who the Ghastly Boys are, dude.
Like your magic tobacco pulls back memories of the music like through time, and you hear like faint drops of the melody.
Whoa,
that's a sick beat.
This is some great shit. So do you want to maybe show us what your bow can do?
Nice.
With that, we cut over to Torin.
Okay.
My friend, you saw your buddy slide under the table with this man over here jotting down in a notebook. You're still here with the Dragonborn.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
Yeah, so like I see him slide. I'm worried that she's about to turn, so I quickly like lean in.
Mm-hmm.
I say, so I mentioned I was a craftsman. I specialize in enhancing and repairing dangerous magical items. The more dangerous, the better. You haven't, by chance, had any come by you?
She's like, leave me alone, creep. And picks up her food and goes and sits over here.
Okay, I kind of like look around. Are the halflings behind me still talking?
Yeah, they're still popping. These two women seem to like they noticed this whole thing happen, and so now they're talking about it. And these two are having their just personal conversation.
You said one of those was a dwarf lady, right?
Yes, older human man and a dwarven woman.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm gonna walk over to that table, pick up my ale with me, and just be like, one of my kin. Like, try to sit down, but there's no table, so this chair looks like so I awkwardly kind of stand there.
So the human looks up and he's like, "Excuse me, sir, this is a private meeting." And she reinforces that as well. She's like, "Hi, thank you, but we're good, thank you."
That's really embarrassing.
Waddle, under the table, you kind of pick up that this is going on. Yeah.
Kind of wondering where the barmaid is.
Oh, she comes out after a while and she's like, "Oh, excuse me, all right," and hands Torin ale. Comes over and is like confused because everybody seems to have changed where they were sitting. All right. Walks over, hands Dusk a wine. Comes over, hands Velvet an ale, and looks around. And is like, "Well, where's the halfling who ordered the ale? God damn it, he ran out on the tab, son of a bitch. I'm going to get fired for this. I don't get paid enough." And she walks back into the back. Yeah, so what would you like to do, Waddle, after hearing that?
You guys think I ought to push my luck and see if I can tumble under that table?
You're not gonna like, I don't know.
Maybe I should just kind of slink around. Like,
I say keep tumbling like it's just
I'm gonna keep tumbling. Yeah.
Roll it, baby.
Eventually, you're just gonna like roll out the door again.
So I rolled a 4. I guess we can add a 5 to that. No, what's my acrobatic?
Yeah, it's a +5, so that would be a 9.
All right, lucky number 9. The better half of 20, if you ask me.
Alrighty. So you try to roll out, and your nipple piercing gets caught.
oh
god. Onto like a bolt under one of the chairs.
Oh, shoot.
You pull a chair over, and it knocks the bag over that the human was holding. The pack strikes the leg of the table.
Terribly crafted.
Let's see. So his pouch falls over. The human moves quickly, trying to whisk away whatever he was concealing in this bag. The sound of glass shattering echoes through the room, and then the human screams as his body is surrounded by a blue crackling energy. He falls to the floor with a dagger-like object clutched in his hand. The dwarf at the same table pushes back her chair and runs for the door.
Torin, what did you do?
I thought it was Waddle.
No, I'm. Yeah, everyone just sees me standing there.
Right. Oopsie, didn't have it ready.
No.
Oh.
Dang, I thought I did.
It got real quiet in this.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone stop and see what happened.
I hit next, but nothing was queued up. Like a dummy. Alright, it should be popping in now. I think. No. Do we hear anything in Discord? Is it playing?
I don't hear anything.
No,
It's not paused.
I just don't hear the background sounds anymore.
Yeah, no, I tried to put in something new. I'm not hearing it. Let's see. Sorry, gang. Let's try this. Try this. There we go.
Ah, my theme song.
All right, so this guy, the bag knocked over. He reached in, trying to conceal whatever was in it. Something smashed inside of it. He reached back and was screaming as his body is surrounded by a blue crackling energy, falling to the floor, holding a dagger-like object. His dwarven friend kicked the chair back, and it started running for the door. We're going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So we're going to put her here. So we are going to let's put ourselves on initiative, even if we're not going to fight. So everybody roll me a initiative check.
You'll have to roll for me.
Okay, no worries.
20.
Yeah, roll a 20. This is so for Velvet I rolled a 13, and then over here you see initiative is the third column. So Velvet got a 14.
Okay, I only rolled a 2.
I got 17.
I got 14.
Hey, you guys are in the exact same order you were already in. But now we get to add.
Ooh,
Oh, look at that.
green one. There.
All right, so red marks the guy on the floor, and green marks the dwarf running for the door.
Okay.
Don't forget, Dusk, you have inspiration on you. So Waddle, who started this whole thing off, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna use the momentum from my tumble and where my nipple ring got caught on the table, and I'm just gonna like kind of roll into like a cat-like stance, and I'm gonna whip out my boomerang. I'm gonna toss it at the fleeing dwarven female.
All right. Roll me an attack, bud.
All right, I rolled a 15.
That's gonna hit.
Woo! And then I guess, do I have a free action?
So if you rolled to hit her, does your boomerang does damage? Do you have
Okay.
damage written down?
Boomerang. 1d4 plus 3.
Say
D4
that.
is the pyramid, right?
I'm sorry, bud.
D4 is the pyramid, right?
Yeah.
So it looks like I rolled a 2, and it's a plus 3 for the boomerang.
+3.
Yeah. I guess up to 5.
5. Alrighty. So that was an attack action. You can move if you would like, or if you have a free action of some sort.
I just kind of wanted to like cast a side eye and like kind of get a glimpse, a better glimpse at the body on the floor.
You can make me an intelligence check. He's like struggling on the floor. If you've got knowledge, arcana, or nature. Otherwise, you just see him shaking with a blue energy of some sort.
I don't
The
think
guy
I
on the
got-
floor.
Yeah.
Where would I find knowledge arcana on her?
Let's see. It would just say Arcana. Let's look at your character sheet for you. Your Arcana is at a -1.
Oops. Okay, never mind.
It's all right. So if you
That's
got
all right.
nothing else, we can move on to Velvet.
Yeah, let's go ahead and move on to Velvet.
Velvet, what is up?
I see the person making a run for the door, and I quickly summon my mage hand to take the chair that I was sitting at and toss it at the person running away.
Nice. All right. We'll say it knocks. We'll say it knocks her prone. So a boomerang hits her from behind, and then a chair flies up, catches her in the legs, and so she like gets doubled over. So we'll say that was your action, was casting this spell. Would you like to move anywhere?
I would like to move closer to her. She
Say that one more
Right.
time. I'm sorry.
moving close. I would like to move closer to her. Can I like grab her or anything like that?
Grabbing would be an action.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So I'll just move closer to her.
Okay.
Just move in front of the door.
Yeah, I can move in front of the door. There you go.
Perfect. Awesome. Red, it's this guy's turn. So he drops to the ground. So that last round happened. You will notice whatever blue that was around him seems to arc over and hit this guy who was sitting at this table
Oh no.
by himself writing notes.
Oh, poor guy.
Making it Dusk's turn now.
Dang, you just hit that guy?
Yeah, it like yeah. I
Okay.
guess I've got
Dang. All right. I'm going to let's see. What should I do? All right.
Sounds like
I'm
you're
gonna
onto something.
run over as far as I can, close to that guy.
Okay.
Oh, but before I do, I'm just gonna strike a quick look at that elven lady with the bow.
Yeah.
And give her like let me use as much of my charisma as possible, and just kind of be like, look, if you're gonna do something, hit this guy with this bow.
Do
Like,
what?
you know, I'm kind of just like eyeing at her to like strike at this dude with the bow. you
Uh-huh.
know? Like hit him, but then I'm gonna run as close as I can to him, and I'm gonna cast Thunder Wave.
Thunderwave?
Yeah.
What does Thunderwave do?
A wave of thunderous force sweeps out from you. Each creature in a 15-foot cube originating from you must make a Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, a creature takes 8 thunder damage and push 10 feet away from you. On a successful save, the creature takes half as much damage as it pushed. So I was able to run up 30 feet to him and
Cast your spell.
cast my spell.
Yeah, I think it's automatically going to hit. So if it succeeds, it pushes him back into the wall. And then how much damage does it do?
It does. Hang on. Gotta look it up again. Creature takes 2d8 thunder damage.
All right, roll 2d8 thunder damage.
Okay. Roll. That's a 13.
All right, it pops him and he drops the thing he was holding on the ground.
The thing that was casting the blue arcs of
Yeah,
color.
what would seem was doing that.
Or
Yeah.
what would possibly do that?
Yeah.
All right. Sure wish Waddle was really close by to tumble over and grab it.
Torin, it is your turn.
Okay. So is the blue fire thing still on the other guy?
Yeah, so now the energy, the electricity, it looks like, is pulsating around this guy now.
Okay. What's he doing? Is he just standing there it's affecting him, or is he
Yeah, so each round is like a distillation of 6 seconds. So in the order of things, it sort of just started to happen to him. So looks like he's being shocked.
Okay. So since I'm kind of I'm the clerk, I want to go over there and try and help him.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I'll first move as close as I can to him. Is that as close as I can get to the? Is it affecting the guy who's been injured still?
Oh, this guy.
Well, is the guy still being affected too?
No. It seemed to have jumped from the first guy to the second guy.
Okay. I don't know if this makes sense, but I have a cantrip that's just called Resistance that helps a D4 to a saving throw. Can I use it on the patron guy to try and stop it from affecting him? Or?
Yeah, you could make that. Okay,
yeah, I cast a resistance spell on him to try and stop whatever's happening to him, up him resisted.
Okay. Give me 1 second to do a little bit of reading real quick. Okay, so you're going to cast your stuff on this guy, and it's going to take a round to resolve.
Okay.
Because it's you sitting here and mashing herbs and calling upon your god to infuse your hands. So you sit here and start doing your work while you're trying not to get shocked by this thing.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. I'm just it doesn't look good.
Yeah. Okay, so Torin sitting there, making it the dwarf's turn. She looks up and she's like, "What did you do that for? Why are you all attacking me? What the hell's going on here?"
Well, look, lady, if you're gonna run, we're gonna suspect you're in some sort of cahoots with whatever this blue electricity thing is.
That's right. We sense cahootery.
I was just here to purchase a blue dragon tooth. It's supposed to be a great asset to my guild. I don't know what the hell's going on. Please stop attacking me.
Is that what's going on here? Is this a blue dragon's tooth thing?
So you look down at it, and it looks to be a dragon's tooth. Waddle, it is your turn.
I'm so dumb. I'm just gonna I'm gonna go over there to that dude, and I think I'm gonna pick up that dragon's tooth and get another look at it.
You're just gonna pick it up? It just shocked the shit out of that guy. I mean, it's in character.
It's warm to the touch and pulsates in rhythm with the crackling of the energy, shocking this guy over here. So it's kind of like holding a rumble pack to that man's pain.
I'm keeping it.
Velvet, it is your. I'm sorry. Do you want to do anything else, Waddle?
I'm just gonna, maybe cheer on Torin.
Velvet, what would you like to do?
I pull out my dagger and point it at the woman. It's like, do you swear that you have nothing involved? You have nothing to do with what's going on?
She swears. She's like, I don't know what's up. Yeah, she seems.
Well then, all right, honey, you can go. I don't care about you anymore.
I guess so. I guess technically you're supposed to make me an insight check. I'm sorry. It's been a bit. So, Velvet, let's look at your character sheet. You're going to roll me a 20-sided die and add +2 to this.
You're going to roll me a 20-sided die.
Oh, you're right. I'm going to roll both sides.
Whoa!
You rolled a 2. +2 is a
Whoa.
4.
The whole bar just collapsed on us.
Yeah, but you believe her. You have no reason to think she's lying. That's how that works.
I move aside to let her pass, and I make my way over to where everyone else is to help and investigate and see what I can do.
Do you have knowledge arcana? Yes, you do. Let's see. I'm going to roll that for you. This gets a +5. That's a 1. It's a 6. So you're like, oh, why did I smoke that magic tobacco before I started this? Where are my keys? I am so hungry. That is super perfect. Dungeon Master's turn.
Who's the Dungeon Master?
I'm the Dungeon Master. So, let's see, where is this? All right, so you notice, Torin, you're casting this magic, and you notice the plate, this man's meal, it's sparking on its own. And you notice the arc jump from him to the plate. And from there it hops to the instrument that Dusk was playing at...
My whistle stick.
Your whistle stick. To the one you were playing at the Safflower...
Yeah.
Yeah. And it is going to do... 2 points of damage to you as the electricity is now on you.
Dang
it. Making it Dusk's turn. Waddle, the tooth is pulsating. I said egg earlier, I'm sorry. The tooth is pulsating stronger now that the energy is closer to you. So, Dusk, what would you like to do?
Oh, let's see. Wait, it's just shocking me. It's just...
Yeah, it seemed like it was conducted by way of this guy's plate to your instrument onto you.
Oh. I guess I'm going to I'm gonna grab my longsword and no.
You could make me a knowledge arcana check, seeing as you are trained in it.
Oh, that's true. Sure, I'll do one of those, just so I know. Well, I can also detect... Well, I don't need to detect magic. It's magic. Yeah, I'll do an arcana check. Let's see.
Don't roll a 1.
Nope, I rolled a 17.
Mm-hmm.
Is that also plus my skills? Or...
Yeah.
Oh, so 17 plus 4, so
21.
21.
Magic likes to be contained from whence it came.
Get that tooth.
I mean, so wait, did nobody grab that tooth, right? Other than...
I got it.
You have it in your hand?
Waddle, who is standing next to you, has the tooth.
Okay, well, I want to get Waddle's attention and just like try and grab the tooth that's in his hand and hold it with him while we're both. Yeah.
Yeah, you snag the tooth from Waddle, and the lightning jumps into the tooth. It crackles around it and then seeps back into it.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can I have the tooth back?
I don't know.
I mean, we're both holding it.
You're holding
Okay.
hands.
We
You're
have our
both
hands
holding hands.
clasped, holding the tooth.
Can we do that thing they do in cartoons with the baseball bat where they just kind of like, work their hands up to it, and whoever caps it off at the top is kind of like that's the end of it.
I imagine like when you grab it, you start getting electrocuted, and when he grabs it, he starts getting electrocuted, and you keep switching off.
I mean, I if you do that, I happily let go of the tooth because I don't want to be electrocuted anymore.
Deal.
Yeah, it seems the electricity is contained into the tooth.
Yeah, I'm not trying to provoke it any longer.
Because they're holding hands.
It looks like the energy got loose and is now back. It's like the circuit was completed.
Nice.
So the dwarf is like, see, yeah, the electricity heats it, and it's good for working metal. Torin, you immediately also see the use of that, like a self-heating anvil.
Like I hadn't heard about that before, but I was like, that's a good idea.
It's a pretty damn good idea, yeah.
Pretty damn good.
What's up with this human dude?
Yeah, is combat over? Are we still initiative, or is it like
combat is over?
Okay.
Everybody starts to return back to their drinks.
So yeah, the guy that had originally, is he conscious or?
He is unconscious right now.
I am looking for my drink again, and I'm looking for that elf babe with the bow.
Yeah, I just want to make sure the bystander guy is okay. Like I'm like looking him over, making sure he's not hurt. I guess.
Yeah. You take a little bit. You get out smelling salts, and you do a quick prayer to. He's stable. He's just kind of worn out. He starts to wake up, and he's like, "Oh, thank you, Master Dwarf, for what happened. What? I was sitting here minding my own business, and then I feel like a chair attached to a halfling's nipple came flying at my head, and what happened?"
This is the knocked out guy. This was the guy who had it originally.
Yeah.
Well, we could be like, it's like we're hoping you would tell us. I can either keep healing you, or I can let these guys rough you up some more.
I bought this tooth from a merchant, and figured it could be used. I'm just a middleman. I was making a trade to this dwarf here, and I had no idea. I had no idea actually it was a dragon's tooth. To be honest, I just called it a self-heating forge. So he seems like generally as flummoxed as she is.
Where did you buy this item? We want to know where you bought this item.
He'll give you the details about it. Like you'll take a sidebar and do like police work. I'll get you the details on it because it's not.
It's a secret.
So the barkeep comes out and like kind of sees the hubbub. Was a little frustrated, but nothing looks worse for wear. She sees Waddle and hands him the beer. She's like, "I don't know where the hell you went, but here's your drink."
It goes right back to work. This lady.
She goes back out. Yeah. So, if you've got any more questions for any of the PCs, Dusk, you said you wanted to talk more. I'm just gonna take this off.
Are we getting ready to head out?
You guys seem to have identified the item
Yeah, can we ask the guy who he bought it from?
He's gonna give you the details on it.
Okay.
He'll get you the receipt, paperwork, and everything.
Okay. Before we go, I want to go back to that lady. I'm cast.
Sexy voice.
I'm gonna cast Charm Person and try to get that.
Charm
Get that
person. Okay, I guess you can roll it. I have to roll. What is this? I have to make a save, right?
Yeah, you have to make a saving.
16.
You make a 16 Wisdom.
Yeah.
It says 13.
Okay, so I saved.
You saved. Damn.
What were you trying to charm? Just in general?
No, I was trying to charm the elves to get. I wanted to get her dragon bow.
There's no no way you're gonna get my bow.
All right, it was worth a shot.
But she's like, you know what, you got character, and hands you a potion of healing.
Whoa.
Oh.
The guy who is electrocuted, he offers you 100 gold for helping him out, saving his life.
Sweet.
I want to go over to the dragon lady if she's still there too.
Sure. She's like, jeez.
Be like, did you see how cool we were? If you want to do anything about those bandits that were fighting you, we have a tower. You can come check out.
I'm good, thank you. Okay. Velvet is there anything Velvet wants to do?
Honestly, I don't.
What's that?
I don't think there's anything else I want to do.
All right, so if there's nothing else, then you guys can head back to the Axe+Arcana Tavern.
Yeah, we did it.
Who is going to keep the tooth?
Waddle.
I kind of want to give it to the wizard now.
You want to give it to Barris?
I mean, oh no, Velvet.
Oh.
I'm just thinking off the cuff, like I don't really have a use for this in particular. It's not really my fancy. But
So you're gonna give me the weird dragon tooth that could electrocute me at any moment?
That can be used as a self-heating forge.
Yeah, I kind of want it.
I imagine Waddle's like passing it to him in front of your eyes because you're at eye level.
Yeah.
It's just glowing hot.
Yeah, I'm just like, but
little anvil-shaped beads of sweat coming down your head.
just let me give it a little try first before we get rid of it.
Hey, Tor, I'll sell it to you for 50 gold.
Wow, cutthroat. Capitalism in D&D.
How do you think
You
my
gotta
family
think
got so
sometime.
rich?
I'll just go try it out.
we've got 50 gold now because we're probably gonna split that 100.
And you guys had gold from last time too.
I was about to say,
Yeah.
I have
You know
50
what?
gold
You
from
know what,
last
Gary?
time.
You know, as Gary Gygax always says, capital.
I
What?
can't really hear you. You're breaking in and out at the moment. Dusk.
Dusk.
He's got us on speakerphone.
I can't hear him.
I can't hear him.
We
He's
lost.
gone.
Oh no.
Yeah, here I'll give you that one gem we got that we split last time for that thing.
I'll take
We
it.
got
I'll trade it.
we got 25 gems.
Are they blood gems?
What? No, last time at the goblin thing, we each got one gem.
No, I thought we got 25 gems each.
No,
25
they were
gold.
5 gold each.
I thought it was gold.
Oh, I see.
That's what I wrote down at least.
It makes more sense than having like a whole bag of like 25 gems each.
I mean, eventually it will though. At some point in the future, like technically, wizards are supposed to spend gems casting their magic spells.
Oh shit.
Oh.
Can you guys hear me again?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
good.
You disappeared. What were you saying?
Oh, it's over now, but I said, as Gary Gygax always said, capitalism, it works.
Ah, yes.
Did he say that? Or
Sure.
you're attributing it to him? All right, so you guys make your way back to the Axe+Arcana Tavern a little earlier than I thought, so we will do some roleplay. You guys have some gold now. If there's equipment you would like to purchase, you can purchase.
Oh.
Oh, sweet.
I'm not sure how much gold you guys have yet.
I have 70.
I have 50 gold written down here for some reason, so I guess I have 50 gold.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we each have 75 now if we split that 100 from the merchant guy.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Plus the one gem that's worth 25, but I guess Torin's down one, so
Yeah.
he's got 75 and the rest of us have a value of 100.
Why is Torrens down one gem?
I traded it for the thing to hold on to the thing.
Oh, yeah.
He paid to hang on to the tooth.
Oh, yeah.
I wrapped it in like a cloth kind of stuff.
He also named it.
What did he name it?
What? I don't know.
Pepper.
Pepper tooth?
Yeah. There you go.
Pepper tooth. All right, so you guys... Waddle tooth.
Waddle tooth.
Okay, well, if we're like doing like a host thing, I don't know. I kind of iced in. Is there like a place I can just get like some materials for like more like iron or anything like that?
Yeah, you could find the local like blacksmith guild, smithy guild.
Yeah.
And start to get acquainted with them there.
Oh yeah, the other dwarf said that there was a guild that she was buying for. I guess I could try and find what they were.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so this will put you in contact with that guild. We can develop that, make logos and stuff for it.
Sweet.
What else we got?
I want to ask Barris if I can do a little bit of like busking, but from like, you know, like a corner of the tavern.
You're wanting us to open the tavern up to people again?
No, I mean, there's people in here, right?
Not this music. The background music was for the tavern we were just in. The Axe+Arcana is not really open to people other than you guys.
Oh, okay.
But it could be once we get back to it. But there's an open mic at the Frothing Otter. You got enough information there that you feel like you could start coming back on Tuesdays.
Okay, that sounds good.
They're like, yeah, you helped us with the electrocuted man and the dragon tooth and the weird, you know, whatever. So they'll save a spot for you on Tuesdays to busk.
That sounds good.
Yeah. What do we got left? Velvet and
I can-
Juan. Oh yeah.
I can bring my own microphone and lights, so we're all good.
As long as you take them down. Like last guy
I'm
did
in the
that.
market.
What's up?
I was gonna say I'm in the market for a bow staff.
A
I think I can use that, right?
bow staff. I'm pretty sure you can. Let's get out the book. We're gonna look at
Holy
monks.
shit!
Oh my god, a book!
It's crushing us. Oh no.
Let's see.
Oh, I'll take that out too.
Monks. You said you want a bow staff?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
All right, let's see. Let's look at weapons.
Because apparently I forgot to go back and pick up my boomerang.
No, you got it. It's fine. You picked it up. Not.
All
The dwarf ran off with it. I'm taking this.
Maybe it'll still come.
It's just stuck in the back of her skull.
Oh god.
This wasn't like you were in the middle of a collapsing dungeon, so it's fine. Let's see. So you are
It came back to
proficient.
me.
Yeah, it came back to I guess. You are
Oh.
proficient with simple weapons and short swords. There's a quarterstaff. Is that what you want there? Quarterstaff?
Yeah. Think.
Uh,
What's the damage on that?
let's see. So it's
1D.
1d6, but it's versatile, which means if you use two hands, yeah, it would do 1d8 damage instead of 1d6.
Ooh.
And because you're not holding a shield, so you would basically almost always be doing that.
Right.
If there's a great club, that's a d8, but that's also two-handed.
So the staff you can use with one hand or two hands?
Yeah, it's 1d6 damage with one hand, 1d8 with two hands.
All right, I kind of want to do that. That sounds flexible.
It's only 2
Like
silver,
you.
so you should have had one, though.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I'm going to buy like 12.
You don't need to buy 12.
You can throw them.
But it's okay because you're a monk and you fight really well unarmed.
Gotcha.
Like, because you're unarmed, you get to make 2 attacks a lot of the times. I think. Hope everybody's cool with us just looking at books for a little bit. If anybody's got questions about their characters, we can do that stuff too.
Oh yeah, I was gonna tell you guys. So the thing I constructed while between play was just to put traps above the entrance to the tavern because I like the whole collapsing thing that almost killed that farmer. So just put like barrels above it. So if anyone tries to attack us, you can shoot the chains holding up the barrel and fall and crush someone under the doors.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
We're
So
gonna
it's kind of like a
have the tap the kegs first, of course. But like,
it's like a big deadly version of the water bucket over the door.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah.
I have a cantrip called Vicious Mockery.
Oh yeah.
Can I like? Is there a way to like enchant the door so that like if people try to like mess with us, it'll just cast Vicious Mockery on them?
Yeah. So there's a way to craft magic traps, and that is a higher level than you're at right now. Because it's like casting permanency and then casting that spell.
Right.
So there's absolutely ways to do that, and we will be upgrading the tavern as we go. The thing Torin did was just pretty basic stuff. So Trevor, what I was going to tell you, when you use the attack action with an unarmed strike or a monk weapon, you make an additional unarmed strike as a bonus action. So you can hit with your quarterstaff and then punch also.
Whoa.
Hey, can we use this opportunity to also take a short rest or something?
Yeah, absolutely. You guys have gotten back, and you'll be able to take a full rest. Your hit points and spells are back. Sometimes you feel like you hear somebody on the other floors, but you don't ever see them for some reason.
Go.
Spooky.
Some of the you swear you see sometimes tread tracks, like something's been rolling around, but you don't notice anything unusual.
Speaking of rest, should we have a thing where we tell you which like spells we want to memorize beforehand and stuff?
Generally, so I should be asking you before we go into a long dungeon, like Torin, what spells do you have prepared for today?
Okay.
But I'm not hard and strict on it unless it's real pressing, unless there's dire danger.
Okay.
We're kind of working our way into the game, so yeah. What else? Did somebody else have a question?
Did we level up?
Not yet.
Can I purchase another item? What weapons can I carry? I think I'm carrying.
You had some daggers.
Yeah, I know how to daggers. Do I have other stuff?
Let me see. Let me bring up your character. Brandon. crossbow, light, dagger, dart. Crossbow, lightbow, dagger, dart, quarterstaff, and sling is what you've got, Velvet.
Okay. All right. That's what I have too. I was just making sure.
Yeah. Let's see. We will be getting close to second level in a little bit, so we can look a little bit at that, so we can start thinking about what's coming up in the future.
Oh.
So, like for example, monks, Trevor, you're gonna start getting energy points.
Sweet.
Um,
Points of energy.
That's some Dragon Ball Z shit. Like,
you have access to energy represented by a number of points. Your level determines the number of points you have. So at second level, you will have 2 points.
Hey, I'm gonna take a quick pee break. Be right back.
No worries, bud.
Wait, so I don't have a point now?
What's that?
Do I have a point now?
No, you don't get it until second level.
Okay, right, got it.
You'll have 2 key points to spend. And you've got 3 abilities you can choose from. So Flurry of Blows, immediately after you take an attack, you can spend 1 point to make 2 additional strikes instead of 1 additional one.
Mm-hmm.
You can spend 1 key point to take a dodge action. So dodge, we haven't talked about this. So when we're fighting, you have a move and then you have an action, and an action is like casting a spell or attacking or yada yada.
Yeah.
Other actions include taking cover, which gives you bonuses to your armor class, and then you can also, where is it? Shove, grapple, opportunity attacks. Dodge. So when you take a dodge action, your entire next move is spent trying to avoid any hits. So you say, I'm not going to attack this round specifically to try and be harder to hit. And so your next turn. Any attack rolls against you have disadvantage. So like they roll 2d20s and take the lowest one if you dodge people.
I see.
So you can do that for free twice a day. You can say
Sweet.
Attacks on you are at disadvantage. And then Step of the Wind, you can spend 1 point. And Disengage or Dash is a bonus action. So you can get an extra free 6 squares of movement and move really quickly.
Cool.
If you spend
So
one of those.
Those 3 things, those are like flexible, like I don't have to like lock it in.
Yeah, so it's all 3 of those, and you have 2
Okay.
points, and you twice a day you can pick those.
Sweet.
So yeah, that's pretty dope. Let's see. Let's look at the cleric. Let's see if clerics get anything at second level.
I know I get some kind of eventually some kind of like rituals or something I can do.
So second level, you get Channel Divinity.
Yeah.
And let's see. Channel Divinity, you get the ability to channel divine energy directly from your deity. You start with 2 effects. Turn Undead, which is dope. Turn Undead, you speak a prayer and censure the dead. Every undead within 30 feet of you must make a saving throw. If they fail, it's turned away, so it's trying to run away from you.
Yeah.
And then the other thing you get on top of that is an effect determined by your domain. Did we pick your domain?
Yeah, I'm supposed to be Forge, which I feel like isn't in some of these books, but it is somewhere else. I don't know.
Yeah. What was it called again?
It's Forge. Forge.
Okay, give me 1 second. It's going to be one of my extra books. Cleric. 25. Nope, not that book. So maybe it'll be in Xanathar's Guide to Everything. Forge domain. There it is. Page 18. Oops.
Turn Undead sounds like something my character would be into until he found out actually what it was.
Oh, Sean, I don't know if you saw this stuff from your domain.
Like I said, I saw a website that had it. I don't know how accurate it was.
I'll get you a PDF. Remind me to do this. Domain spells, bonus proficiencies, blessing of the forge. At first level, you gain ability. So at first level, we should have already given you this. You gain the ability to imbue magic into a weapon or armor. You touch a simple weapon until the end of your next turn. It becomes magic, so it gets +1 to armor class or +1 to attack and damage if it's a weapon.
Okay.
And then Channel Divinity, Artisan's Blessing. Second level. Okay, so at second level, you conduct an hour-long ritual that crafts a non-magic item that includes some metal. So a weapon, a suit of armor, 10 pieces of ammo, a set of tools. The creation is completed at the end of an hour, coalescing in an unoccupied space of your choice. The thing you create is something worth no more than 100 gold. The metal irretrievably coalesces and transforms into the creation of the ritual's end, magically forming non-metal parts of the creation.
That seems handy. Okay.
Huh.
You said Xanathars? I think I have a PDF for that already. I found it.
Yeah, I think it's Xanathar. Yeah, that's correct. So...
Oh, yeah, it says proficiency with heavy armor. Does that mean I can wear, like, plate, I guess, at the heaviest or something?
You have proficiency with heavy armor?
So it says at the top of that page, bonus proficiencies.
Oh, yeah. What do we have? You're in medium armor?
I think armor now just in, like, chainmail.
Okay, so let's look.
I'll have to keep an eye out for some new armor.
So, yeah, and here's the thing about your armor is it's lower than we thought because you have a negative to your dexterity.
Okay.
So, chain shirt gives you +13 plus your dexterity modifier, but your dexterity modifier is a -1.
Okay.
So that's actually a 12, and then you're wearing a shield, so it gives you a 14.
Okay. So
But
14.
if you're wearing heavy armor, so like ring mail will immediately give you more armor. We can go ahead and do that. Chainmail gives you a 16 armor class, but it reduces your strength.
Oops.
Your strength is a 16. So we'll get you in some ring mail. We'll fix that after the game.
Okay.
Just remind me about that. Let's see. Let's look at Velvet, the wizard.
Velvet.
Let's see what if you get anything new at this next level. Wizard, arcane tradition. Yes, you do.
Whoa, what?
The study of wizardry is ancient, stretching back into earliest mortal discoveries. I'm gonna get some actual magic music, not this tavern stuff. This is trash.
Trash.
So you get to pick your school specialty, which is real fun.
All right, I'm back.
Hey, but we've been looking at everybody's second level because we're not gonna level now, but second level's coming up.
Oh, cool.
So we're just kind of looking at everybody's stuff. I'm trying to find us some better music. Here we go. We'll do this. Alright, so Velvet You get to pick your arcane tradition in your next level. So there's 8 schools of magic. Abjuration is magic that blocks, banishes, and protects. Conjuration, you produce objects and creatures out of thin air. Divination, you have a clear understanding of past, present, and future. Enchantment, you've owned your ability to entrance and beguile other people and monsters. Evocation, you focus your study on magic that creates powerful elements such as bitter cold and searing flame. Illusion, you study on magic that dazzles the senses, befuddles the mind, and tricks the wisest of folks. The School of Necromancy, exploring cosmic forces of life, death, and undeath.
That's
Yeah,
it.
that
That's the one.
Or the School of Transmutation. You're a student of spells that modify energy and matter. To you, the world is not a fixed thing, but eminently mutable.
Oh, wow.
So those are options, and I think there's an option where you can just be a generalist. But what fun is that? Yeah.
Get my bachelor's in general studies.
So yeah, you take the next week or two to start thinking about where you see Velvet going.
Okay.
When a lot of people, once you start playing D&D a little more regularly, people will start building their characters from higher levels. So it's like, oh, I know one day I want to get to this spell.
Right.
And so you start thinking, okay, well, where do I start? How do I get there? Yeah, so that's fun. This is where you start to really specialize your character. And then let's look at the Bard. Let's see what the Bard has at 2nd level.
Bard.
The
Bard.
Jack of all trades and Song of Rest. I've never really gotten to play a Bard as much as I wanted to. I've rolled a couple. Jack of all trades at 2nd level, you had half your proficiency bonus to any ability check. That's cool.
That's cool.
That doesn't already include your proficiency. And then Song of Rest at 2nd level, you can use soothing music or oration to help revitalize your wounded allies during a short rest.
Nice.
Anybody who can hear your performance regains hit die. So in between fights, you can take short rests. And the number of short rests you can take is determined by what level you are. So you're all level 1. So one time during the day, you take an hour to rest, and you get to roll 1 die and heal that many hit points. And once a day, Dusk can play a song to give you guys an additional D6 on top of whatever you heal.
Well, so here's something I want to like my character's a bard, but I want I play black metal, death metal music.
Sure.
So I want to play this as I kind of want to twist things into more of infernal nature or almost a little bit. So it's is it more so that my team just starts to kind of like the music I play a little more, so it inspires them, or do they realize that death metal is the most inspirational, and so they start to feel inspired? Because I don't think it's not that says soothing tune, but I don't think I would play soothing tunes.
Yeah, no, it's it's all in how we role play it, right? Maybe it's just a real metal percussion line you're just beating on your case that kind of gets everybody, their heart pumping in sync to a rhythm that produces more white blood cells, or right. While they're healing their patches, the searing metal tunes kind of cauterize a little more bacteria, It could be a little different every time. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, Song of Rest is dope. That's cool. We got everybody's stuff, right? Yeah. So we'll say you guys got back to the tavern. Axe and Arcana.
Mm-hmm.
And Barris is there. He's looking at books on dragons.
Hey, Bears.
Hello, adventurers. How was your adventure? He said redundantly.
So adventure.
Such adventure, much adventure. What did you find out? What was the object? Did anything happen? What went down?
There was only a minor couple electrocutions.
Electrocutions? What object was it?
I kind of pull out the tooth, but I'm like not willing to touch it with my bare hands, like holding it like with a leather thing between us.
Yeah, you put it down on the table. Barris walks over and starts observing it. And you know what this is, Master Dwarf?
Someone said something about a tooth. I just want to try and put it in some metal, see what happens.
Aye, this is a dragon's tooth. He's not touching it, but he's giving it a good once over. Tell me about the person you found with this. What trouble did they bring? Did they bring? Have they brought? Did you steal this?
I mean, we definitely didn't give it back.
Look, we beat up a couple of lowly goblins for it.
No, someone was trying to make some sort of deal with it. I don't know where they they're gonna tell us where they got it from. We have to find the person.
Oh, he showed you a receipt that he had.
Okay.
And you hand it over to Barris. And he's like, "Oh, this is fantastic. Oh, well done, team. We found the object. We've got a traceable note of where it came from. This is absolutely fantastic." And he reaches into a pouch and brandishes 4 gems worth 25 gold each, one for each of you.
Yeah,
Wow,
Yeah, making news.
Well done indeed. Something odd is afoot. Between this and the other news, it's somebody wants us to wants the attention paid to dragons.
Yeah, do you have many dragons in this area, Paris?
No, dragons haven't been in this area for a generation now. Pretty uncommon. They stick to their side of the mountains, that's for sure. It's kind of like after that documentary Dragon King came out, people stopped keeping dragons.
Oh God.
But yeah, he seems very perplexed by this, in a way that mimics his eyebrow furl. Looks like the one that he gave to you, Velvet.
That's right.
You can see the little mathematical equations around him.
You have a special eyebrow for.
This bothers you, doesn't it, Barris?
In my line of work, there's no such thing as coincidences.
Wait.
Do you think this has anything to do with the ring that we spoke?
I don't know if this has to do with that, but the woman's family that you saved just the other day, you made mention of a man in his underwear talking about a dragon.
No.
That's right.
And then today, this object I asked you to help track down, Tooth of the Dragon. No, Master Velvet, I don't think this has to do with the ring, but I sense there are ties to it. And this is a thread we need to continue pulling. And it may lead to the sweater of the mystery you have.
Then we need to find this man in the underwear. Speak to him again, don't we?
Say that again?
We should speak to this man in the underwear again.
If you would like to try Velvet, we can. Let's see. Do you have an investigation check? So if you would like to hit the streets and try to track down this person, I can roll the die for you. You get a +5 to it.
Okay. Let's do.
That's a 19. +5 is a 24.
Whoa. Nice rolling, dude.
Dang.
So kind of like Thor at the end of some of the movies, Velvet's like, I need to go find the man in the underwear. Like, and starts to go investigating into town. So Velvet, we will role play that in chat. So your character has a mission now in between main games.
A mini quest.
Yeah, side quests, plot lines. Anybody else? Is there anything else? Velvet, you don't have to leave right at this moment, but you have leads to start doing this stuff once the game's over. I guess we'll put it that way.
Okay.
Hey, Barris.
Aye?
We keep running into all these dragon objects. I think you might have told me about this. We collected this dragon shield from the goblins. The other day, and I don't know. Is there any clue on this thing as to what we might be facing? So I just kind of want to see if there's anything on this dragon scale shield that reveals anything about the cult to Barris.
Would you make me either an investigation or a perception check on the dragon shield?
I will choose to make a I'll do an investigation.
Okay.
Because I have 2 on that. It's a 2 + 2, so 4.
You have an inspiration die still on you from earlier.
I will go ahead and use that inspiration die.
Roll that beautiful beam footage.
Mo. Fuck, I got a 4. +2, so 6.
You notice stuck between one of the plates, you notice a flower kind of wedge, like some grass and flower.
A flower?
Yeah, like pinched between the 2 plates of the dragon scale.
Okay.
Like kind of where it was sitting in the dirt, like it pinched up a little bit of grass and a flower was there and it's kind of dried out.
Okay. I'm gonna point out that little flower. I'll grab it and show it to Barris. Is anything? This thing was on the shield. Does this tell you anything about what we might be looking for?
Oh, it's a safflower.
Oh, you mean the ones that we trampled when we played that show several years ago? The field of them?
Yeah. And yeah, that's...
I mean, we trampled fields and fields of these flowers to set up the show and all those. We had the giant,
What was it? The jiggly woods, the trembling wood,
quivering forest.
Yeah. Yeah, but the main stage of the quivering forest is in front of a giant safflower field, which when Tangent Newton comes on, the field is trampled. So is that? Oh man, we might need to go back to wherever safflower stock happened.
would seem to be the next course of action there, Master Dusk. Well done. I believe once Master Velvet comes back from his investigation, and the next time we meet up, we will take a trip out to the Quivering Forest and investigate this safflower field.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good place to pause the story.
All right.
You guys will rest up and everything, get your spells back. If there's stuff you would like to do more on the side, now's the time to let me know what you're doing. You're always free to message me, and we'll do role play back and forth as we get to it. But yeah, is there anything specific anybody would like to do until we meet again?
I'm going to investigate the guild the way I set out. Get in contact with them.
Okay, so Torin is going to seek out guild work. Velvet is going to investigate the guy. Dusk and Waddle. Dusk, you were gonna see about open mic night.
Yeah, I wanted to go back to maybe the festering otter.
Frothing otter.
Frothing otter.
You keep calling it that, and the owner's like, not gonna happen. I'm trying to make it a metal scene.
Trying to go back to the frothing otter and see about an open mic night.
Awesome. And Waddle.
I'm debating on whether I want to go back to my room and just, spend the evening alone.
God damn it.
Or if I want to, venture out with Velvet and
little buddy cop adventure?
Yeah.
That could be fun.
Might be neat.
All right, that sounds
Are
good.
Waddle and Velvet bonded?
How do you mean bonded?
I mean, did something happen that bonded you guys together? I'm just curious. I can't remember.
No, I don't think so.
Just have a natural rapport with each other.
Yeah.
Did your nipple rings get stuck together?
No.
Does Velvet have a nipple ring we didn't know of until right now?
You sound jealous.
Yeah.
I am a little. I really liked your Waddle's attitude, and I kind of liked hanging out with him. And now he's going and hanging out with this wafy little wizard.
Hey, well, we'll see who you encounter at the Frothing Otter.
Yeah. Maybe I'll come see one of your shows later this week.
All right.
But remember, we have that bread.
That what?
Making class. That bread making class we're going to. We're going to learn how to make artisanal bread together.
Oh yeah.
I don't eat bread; it makes you fat.
Wow. It's not very body positive there, Dusk. All right, gang. Well, I think we can call it there for the night. Well done, adventurers. We wrapped up tonight's quest, and we have a clear heading of what we're going to do next time. And we'll keep in touch over the week. But yeah, if anybody else has anything to say it now. Otherwise, we'll catch everybody next week, I guess. Yeah?
Y'all kiss my
Sounds great.
All right.
This was awesome.
Thank you guys for hanging out and playing with us, and we will catch you next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central on the internet broadcast system for Axe+Arcana Dungeons & Dragons. Have a nice night.